and now he will talk about decentralization and fair entertainment. Please welcome.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Hi guys. First of all, actually happy to see quite some faces around. We're a little bit, kind of afraid this morning, like stage 2 and then at 5 in the evening. So probably it's going to be speaking in front of an empty room. So speaks for, the conference and the quality of the coffee that this is not the case. What I want to talk about is, and I apologize in advance, because compared to the speakers that I just saw before me and also on other stages, the quality of the slides was superb. This is not going to be beautiful slides. This speaks for two things. A, I think nobody reads kind of a lot of slides at conferences in general. And second, we have this principle of, we're not spending a lot of time on internal presentations and making stuff fancy. We rather build the stuff and kind of save on, let's say the design layer. So what I want to firstly address is something a speaker said this afternoon, and basically it was, I love the sentence. The sentence was, there's not a blockchain needed for anything out there. So you don't need, just because blockchain and NFT is kind of a hot thing right now, you need a blockchain for Zalando and Amazon, and this is not the case. Blockchain doesn't solve kind of all problems of humanity, and in fact, there's still a long way to go. I don't know if any of you has kind of interacted with the Ether blockchain in last days or weeks, paying $200 of transaction fee. Like some stuff needs to happen before this really kind of solves real world problems. But what I want to, when I look at the blockchain, I kind of split it in three things. So, or let's say three categories of products. The first one is kind of, let's say, tokens without a product. So this can be, shit coins that basically don't solve any problem except for compensating inflation and people gambling on, funny coins, believing that somebody else will pay a higher price for the coin. But this doesn't really bring us forward in any way, and this doesn't really solve any real-world problems except, investing or gambling. The second one is more what I would call protocol tokens. So this is more from, let's say, blockchain people for blockchain people. So, for instance, like cross-chain, I'm not a technical guy, pretty complicated stuff, and some of that I don't understand. The third layer is, and I think this is what we're going to see a lot more in the future, is actually consumer-facing products and utility tokens. So if you really think about how many products are using a utility token today that, a lot of people are using, there's really not a lot of use cases. So NFT and DeFi are kind of like the first, I would say, appliances, but it's not that, you go on Uber and then you pay with Uber coin, or you have some, really, I would say, mass adopted B2C tokens. And so this is what we want to do. It's kind of a, there's, many other out there, but this is what I would call kind of a new wave of innovation. It's not kind of the backbone of the blockchain. So this has been built over the last years, various blockchains with smart contracts, etc. So this is more like in the 90s building the servers and the infrastructure for then, Facebook and Amazon's and Facebook to emerge, because you can't build a Facebook if the server wasn't invented or the TCP/IP protocol wasn't there. So what the industry that we are tackling is the betting and gambling industry. I know it has a reputation, and this is actually what we're going to change, because there's nothing wrong with betting and gaming. Is kind of, one of the, or maybe the oldest industry in the world. There's just a lot of problems, and three of the main important or most important problems are: A, it's overregulated. So if you look at any kind of, casino betting platform, Germany just released a new law, which means that you cannot bet on anything other than horse races and soccer matches and some stupid slot machines. Why would you not be able to bet on a Counter-Strike event, on a a lockdown tomorrow, or pretty much anything out there? Whether entertainment will, I don't know, Kanye West, and no, they broke up already, but this kind of range of anything that people want. There's no good reason other than regulation that says, let's not do that. The other one, and this is the reason people hate casinos and betting, it's not transparent. You basically give money to somebody and believe that it's all happening fairly, and you somehow get your money back. There's an easier way, and that is making it transparent on a blockchain that everybody can verify, look into, and say, the math of this game makes sense, or the quota makes sense, or whatever that is. And the third one is really no innovation. So if you look at casinos and betting, nothing has changed. It's like betting on boring sports events, it's like slot machines, and that's kind of it. Nothing more has kind of happened in this industry at least. And we're talking about an 867 billion industry, so this is not, solving some niche problem. This is actually one of the major industries out there, and I would say after, the financial service, which is the same thing, it's very centralized, it's very expensive, it's very kind of inefficient if you would transfer money before blockchain from kind of an emerging market, for instance, to another country. And this is what people have started solving with DeFi protocols and, kind of, I would say banking, kind of replacing technology. The thing is, it's still kind of in the early days, but DeFi is a very good example of, how actually blockchain can solve real world problems and people get a higher API or can refinance at lower credit rates just by more efficient technology. So what Wallfair is doing or trying to do, it's basically a technology that allows for any kind of betting and gaming, and this kind of starts with, betting on anything that you would like, and then there's kind of a market maker and technology behind that makes sure that events kind of get resolved and calculated in the right way. But it's going much beyond this. So, it basically means it's a smart contract and a token, and this combination allows any game provider to pretty much push games on Wallfair technology, and then people can play your whatever, NFT or whatever game it is. It doesn't really matter. You can all pretty much kind of integrated with an easy API. And this also goes as far as kind of pay-to-play games. So for instance, some of you might know games like Axie Infinity or Illuminum, where it's basically, kind of disrupting the gaming industry to a new level. And what we want to do there is basically we want to be the guys that allow anybody to, first of all, publish games and bets on our technology, but also for everybody to kind of bet on what's going on there. If we're talking about metaverse and see this as a kind of copy of the reality where you can basically be whoever you want, then there's going to be pretty interesting stuff that you can bet on. And this is happening already. So if you look at fantasy sports leagues, for instance, or virtual Formula One races, none of this is kind of covered by any of the existing betting and gaming scope. And this is what we want to change. For this, like I said, we developed a technology which is running on Polygon, which allows us to deploy smart contracts, but have significantly lower gas fees than on Ethereum. And also not having to build on kind of a non-proven Solana or kind of alternative blockchain. And we have a token live, which I'm going to be talking a bit more about. It's an ERC20 utility token that we started selling in April this year for 2 cents. We did a SEX listing in August. We raised roughly 3 million from kind of strategic investors in the blockchain space. And now it's kind of now the party is kind of getting started. I'm going to skip this one a bit. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with the WFair token, but most importantly, it's used as the single currency on the platform. So this means we have an open source technology. This means you can kind of, with the license in place, you can deploy your own betting platform, casino game, whatever it is. And we're not going to charge you, and you don't have to sign a contract. You can basically take the code and deploy it. The only thing is you need to use the WFair token. So in a way, it's kind of a crypto casino chip. Like if you go in a casino in Vegas, you exchange money for a token, and when you go out, you switch it back. That's kind of the same mechanic. So what's going to happen is on the it's the kind of third-party applications, which means anybody can use it, but also we are going to build a showcase, which is called the Alpacaverse. And it basically is a combination of an Alpacasino, which means we're launching, I'll come to this later, but we're launching this in actually 2 weeks from now, so still in 2021, which is like a new era of what we believe a casino could look like, without all the bullshit why people hate casinos or say, this is not fun or not transparent or not kind of solving any problems. The other one is the Alpaca NFT. So in order to go into the Alpacasino, you can create your own NFT Alpaca character. And then without spoiling too much, there's going to be battles. Like first it's more on the blockchain, then more 2D and 3D. So you can kind of battle with your alpaca against other alpacas and steal the other person's Ethereum or Matic. And the betting exchange is going to be launched in March next year. So this is basically the 3 things that you can expect from Wallfair in the next month. So besides kind of partnering with people, but this is more kind of what we're developing and controlling. So we're launching an Alpaca Casino, which is pretty much a worldwide casino on crypto basis. You can come on the platform, sign up. And this is what I said in the beginning. The challenge is to really make it user-friendly. So we always, we use the term Babel, and we say it has to be Babel-friendly. Like this cannot be a MetaMask, and then you have to program a little bit. No, it needs to be like my grandmother needs to be able on the smartphone, while cooking, to sign up and bet on whatever, who's winning the Bachelor or something. So it needs to be as simple as ordering an Uber, and not like if you're a technical guy, then you know how to, kind of take this from the one chain and bridge it to the other. I mean, we're getting lots of questions daily of people saying, hey, I want to buy the token, I don't get this Uniswap and MetaMask stuff. And it's relatively simple, right, for I guess most people that are here. But if you look at the world out there and you ask how many people have a MetaMask account versus a PayPal account in the city of Hamburg, you're not going to find too many probably, at least in Munich where I live. So this is kind of the first step. Then the Alpaca NFT is launching right after, and this gives you an opportunity to create your own Alpaca NFT. And what was important for us is, also with NFTs, I mean, I love the monkey thing and the apes and everything, but I still haven't figured out what I do with the monkey or the ape, except for selling it to somebody else a week later. So there's still kind of use cases that need to be developed for NFT. Kind of, what do you actually do with a monkey? Do you put it in your metaverse gallery, or do you do you ride on your monkey? Nobody knows. In this case, it's a bit different because we're going to start creating an actual use case for the NFT. You can battle other alpacas. You can, I can't release everything right now, but there's going to be pretty interesting use cases that that you can actually do with your alpaca. And this is happening in the Alpaca Arena. So this is a bit of a summary. So we started the project in March 2021. We raised 3 million, and sorry, like I said, we didn't put a lot of effort in it. So every typo you find, you can you can keep. We grew to a decent market cap. We have a SEX listing since 2 days ago on Bitmart, and there's going to be more to follow. Just on one word on kind of the state of the industry. In the last 4 months, 5,000 new tokens were added on CoinMarketCap. So it was around 10,000, now it's 15,000. So it's crazy. This shows you kind of, the state of technology, but also inflation, NFT, etc. So basically you have 5,000 tokens fighting for the same marketing channels and centralized listings. And we're in a, I would say, pretty bullish phase of the market. We have a liquidity mining program live, so this means you can get up to 400% APR simply by providing a liquidity pair on Uniswap. And we have developed pretty cool own games. Actually, this one is pretty cool. This is called Pump and Dump, and it's simulating a shitcoin. So you can kind of deposit your bet, then it goes up and up and up. And if you cash out at the right time, you're going to make a profit. If you wait until it crashes, you're out. So you don't have to buy a shitcoin and actually, pay gas fees. You can just do this in the Alpaca Casino from mid-December onwards. So this is just, some games that we kind of, it's not following a big strategy. We basically sit down and, think about funny games and then develop funny games. And this is what I wanted to show you I remember when we talked to one of the first investors at Warfare, he was asking why we're employing 15 developers. And we said, because we want to build a great product in a pretty short period of time. And he said, you guys do not understand. Blockchain is not about building products. It's about selling the big dream. And this is, I think, what a lot of people in the blockchain still kind of think, you don't have to build anything. It's kind of like in the 90s, you just sell this big dream of, imagine everybody has a computer and starts ordering online on my whatever pet shop, and this is why it's worth 10 billion. And then people realized it was way too early. So I think, we're also at a stage where things are a bit too bullish, and there's a lot of funny stuff going on. You can make money with JPEG monkeys, with shitcoins, with a lot of stuff. But look back in 3 years and see what's still around, because times are going to change at some point. And then this is what we believe in. If you have a token with an actual utility and value, it means your user base grows, and as your user base grows, you're adding value to the network. It's not dependent on, oh, Elon tweeted something, it's good. Oh no, China banned crypto, it's bad. So you're not dependent on kind of the likelihood of the dream becoming reality, but the dream has become reality, and you're betting on the growth of your project. And this is what we hope we're going to do a bit different than other coins in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian Diemer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, and now we want to introduce